Sometimes it's hard to find a good server, and with literally thousands available, it can get a little overwhelming. So I thought I'd make a few suggestions for servers I recommend for anyone looking to get the most out of their playtime. Few things you should know. Firstly, this is entirely subjective, and just because I think these are good does not mean I don't think others are. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments for people to see. I try to play on every server mentioned, so your comment does matter, but I will give my reasons why I specifically think these are the best servers and any other information I think you should know. That way you can decide for yourself if a server sounds like it's right for you. Lastly, I should cover a range of servers including things like roleplay, high loot and hardcore, as well as much more. As always, please leave a like and a subscribe. It really helps me out. You have no idea I'm such a small channel. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Wait, where the hell did my pants go? These servers are in no particular order. Firstly, let's start off with a close to vanilla experience with a few additional features. This server is called DayZ. Well, Deadlands with a Z. This comes in both Chernarus and Livonia, and they're basically identical except they have different maps. The Livonia server has 70 slots, the Chernarus server has 50. Base building is encouraged, however raiding can only happen on weekends between 12 PM to 9 PM EST. Boosting, glitching and things like jumping on objects you've placed there to enter the base is prohibited. You're able to start your own faction, which makes this server especially good if you have a few friends to play with. You can spend a week building your base, adding to your supplies, and then spend the weekend raiding and defending the bases, or just join the Discord and have access to already established factions looking for members, or to engage in trade discussions or even a monetary system. This server is another one which has a really cool community behind it. So if you're looking for a good server with weekend raids and the opportunity to meet and play with new people, this might be the one for you. Mouse and keyboard is also enabled. Just want to add, keep in mind that almost every server I mention here has a Discord available, and I always recommend finding and joining them just to get the best experience. The next one is another one I personally enjoy a lot. It's called Fallen Chernarus Vanilla First Person Hardcore. This is a first person only server with no crosshairs. The nights last around 30 minutes and it's set to very dark. Another great addition to this hardcore server is the extended logout time to prevent combat logging, meaning if you're in the middle of a gunfight, the other players can't just hide in a building and log out, and if they try to, they risk leaving themselves vulnerable for a long 45 seconds as they try to exit. The players I've encountered here have been a mixture of friendly and hostile, and it's always fun to figure out which one. There are 50 slots and admins try to engage with their community a lot, doing regular polls and occasional updates according to what people request. There is no whitelist at the moment, but if this ever changes, just add their Discord, which I absolutely recommend as it's the best way to get involved in the polls and the Fallen community. This next one is a roleplay server called Roleplay Oasis. Oasis is a roleplay server with its own lore, as in L-O-R-E, not L-A-W. This server has a cool economy, custom locations, and even cool environmental events. This is a proper role-playing server, meaning you have to stay in character at all time. However, this might appeal to lots of people wanting to roleplay because you can essentially D&D it and create your own character with their own personality traits and background. And although it does have permadeath, this comes with caveats that are set out in a Discord to stop it from being silly or intrusive. Not every death is the end of a character, for example. It has established factions you can become a part of. There are safe zones which prohibit killing on sight, but again, in the spirit of good solid roleplay, there are a few welcomed rules here too. Weekend raiding is also active, so you can build comfortably throughout the week without any issues, but to build specifically in a faction safe zone, you need permission. To join this server, you will need to be whitelisted, which can be done through their Discord quickly by answering a few questions. Make sure you read the rules to avoid any issues, which are all available on their Discord. Mouse and keyboard is enabled. Now I'm gonna fire back and just... Okay. Run in there then. There's no way he's gonna try and run around. He can't possibly think I'm that stupid. Yep, he does. Moron. Next, a lot of people requested a server with some unique locations, so let's look at a server that offers a lot of that. It's called APOC. This is a 50 slot server with quite an active player base dependent on the time of day. This server is far from vanilla and has a lot added to it, such as the aforementioned unique locations, including islands, a trader, a black market, safe zones, and factions to join. The loot economy is a few steps above vanilla, with almost every zombie having food and drink on them, as well as almost every gun you find having full ammo and attachments, and being in a somewhat abundance around military zones and around the docks. There are also different kinds kinds of events such as Capture the President, which is run by the admin, where you have to kill the president's guards and take them to a secure location and hold them there for a specific amount of time in order to win rewards. It has weekly raiding on Saturdays between the hours of 12 PM to 12 AM EST. You'll be prompted about them in the bottom left corner when you join. The server's Discord also offers in-game money if you can get a friend to join. They also give out other incentives depending on the events. All in all, the admin interaction on this one is higher than most, and I've had quite a lot of fun on it. There is no whitelist right now, and it's controller only. The next server is called TSL High Loot, which is short for the Savage Lands. This first person only server not only offers lots more loot and full cars, but it has a customized loot system specifically aiming for more weapons and more chances of finding materials to build with. So if you're someone who wants to loot as a secondary goal, this should suit you well. It also has a trader. Furthermore, there are events you can partake in that are announced in the Discord, such as Capture the Flag. These events are monitored by the admin but are in no way a requirement, so you can choose to just ignore them altogether and focus on your base building, or spend some time in one of the safe zones. This is a 50 slot server, has active admins, dark nights, and although it's good for all levels, it's especially good for those who are just starting off, especially if they're struggling because of poor loot economy in other servers. A server that offers a vanilla-like experience with some slight enhancements is called NCRP Livonia, which stands for New Chernarus Roleplay, but the map at the time of posting is actually Livonia, so it technically should be more like NLRP, I guess. But this switches around like every 3 months or so, which means you get the benefits of both maps with the same community. Plus the map doesn't get laggy or overfilled with dead and unused bases. The rules here are plentiful but easily followed. The main things you need to know are, this is a whitelist only server, so you'll need to enter the Discord first to access it. There are events such as Capture the Flag, no base building or killing in green zones, and it's another server with factions available. They also have a cool bounty system, meaning if you enter certain custom zones, you'll get a bounty on your head, making killing you more attractive to other players. This server is good for anyone looking for a long-term server and stable community. It's been around a while and it's a fun server. If you want a cool deathmatch styled server, PvP City NWAF Northwestern Airfield is a good way to go. On this server you'll spawn with the intentions of getting a weapon ASAP and taking on everyone you see at the airfield. This server is particularly good for practicing PvP because it's tailored around to you going out and killing somebody and then getting killed and coming back quickly so you can kill again. It's a great little PvP server for Xbox. If you're looking for PvE only, there is a server called, well, PvE only, which has a very friendly community mixed between the less experienced player trying to learn to survive and the more experienced player who just wants to chill and focus on building a cool base and explore them. Servers like this are always good for learning the maps. Just search PvE only. It has 32 slots and allows mouse and keyboard. But if you want PvE on Livonia, another server of a similar vein is called Survive Reminentz. This is a 50 slot server with a ban on raids and killing on sight. It has boosted loot and allows mouse and keyboard play as well. It's another good PvE server, very similar to the other one. The main differences here are the maps. Next, I'm going to give honorable mention to 2 servers that have improved since my last video. First one is Rising No Kill on Sight. This server now has a much stronger community and a much larger player base, and it's still a very friendly one. The people here are trying to build and survive. It's a chilled server for anyone looking to get by and relax, but who still want a lot of adventure. My experience, the admins are friendly and the community is good, though you do need to join a Discord because it's a whitelist only. Next, and this is still one of my favorites, is Devil's Workshop. This is a good server for intermediate to experienced players, offering some great PvP. The loot isn't too dissimilar from vanilla, though there are certain boosts. This is now a popular server which opens up a variety of potential interactions, from gunfights to just general adventuring. Couldn't make a recommendation video without adding these 2 in. Need to find a way to stay warm. Oh, if I had a knife I would stab you. Welcome to things you can say to your barrel that you definitely can't say to your girlfriend. I need to add a few things I think you should know. As always, I played on a lot more servers, but these are the ones that stuck with me on Xbox, and a few of them I include in my regular go-to. I never disclose who I am or that I stream when I'm on these servers or in the Discord, so everything I observe is 100% naturally how it is. And lastly, I will do more videos on the best servers I find in the future if you want, but you need to let me know by either liking or subscribing or just commenting and saying yes. It's really hard to gauge as a small channel what you like, so the more positive interaction I get, the more I'll push this type of content. If you have suggested a server you want me to try out and I haven't included it, remind me again below. I write down every server recommended to me, and the more recommendations I get for it, the quicker I'll get around to it. For information on how to access servers, I've included a server operation and navigation tutorial in the description. Please leave a like if it was helpful, subscribe if you want more content in the future, and if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time.